going to VAR. They're checking.
Hey, Kai.
Check complete. Let's head over to the bar.
Yes. And we're back again with another episode of the VARBARPOD. My name is Andrew, aka Rapping Drew. We enjoyed the bank holiday. So, episodes coming in a bit later. But how are we doing, guys?
Let's go.
Good.
Hey, listen, hey, Julie got the cans out, didn't she? Julie got the cans out this weekend.
I saw that. Mitch and Tabo, man. You guys enjoyed the even Monya, actually. You as well. A little Zimbabwe to get together.
Yeah, we had to. Hey, you know what? It wasn't even enjoyment. We just done in the stress of what's been a shambolic season for Arsenal Football Club. So yeah, man, we had to,
However, we had to celebrate something that happened on Wednesday as well. You know what I mean?
Okay. You had to celebrate. You had to celebrate that.
A little.
People are Villarreal fans,
I would like to remove myself from that comment, by the way. So
thank you. So, a man with shame. Thank you, man.
Yo, all right. Before we get to that, man, let's start with some news. Obviously, the England team is out, man. I just want to break it down position for position to see that, if there's any surprises. The goalkeepers that we're bringing with us that England, not we, England are bringing with them is Dean Henderson, Sam Johnstone, and Jordan Pickford. Is that fair? Fair for you?
Happy with that, man. I don't think Ramsdale's a good goalie at all. So, yeah.
But Johnstone, he relegated, but I thought he was quite good.
He was. It's 30.
Yeah, good keeper.
Happy to see him. Yeah.
Hear me out, though. Hear me out. All right. I know he got relegated, but I actually don't feel that Ramsdale is a bad keeper because Sheffield United were poor, so the defense didn't help him out because when you watch them up,
I wasn't a fan.
Go on. Hold on. Let him finish.
No, I just feel like it's a bit. It's a shame that he's not got the corner. He's not going to start, but I think I would have Ramsdale over Johnston.
No way, man. No way.
Impossible.
No,
you see the Johnston thing, yeah? The Johnston thing you can actually blame on defense's whack. Because Ramsdale now. Ramsdale, Bournemouth went down because of him.
He's a
Hasn't he conceded the most goals in
2 years?
That's a big shout,
100 plus
down because of him.
They went down because of him, bro.
He's whack.
All right, but let's go to the defense then. Trent Alexander-Arnold, Ben Chilwell, Conor Cody, Reece James, Harry Maguire, Tyrone Mings, Luke Shaw, John Stones, Kieran Trippier, and Kyle Walker. I read 3 right backs.
4
right backs, man.
4, man.
Sorry, man. Like,
fam, what's going on?
If Maguire or Stones go down, then you've got the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Mbappe running at Tyrone Mings and Conor Cody. It's long.
Oh man.
Does everyone think though? Is everyone happy the fact that all 4 got picked, or do they think that a right back should have been dropped?
If you play 5 at the back, then it's fine because you will put James and Walker right centre back. But I don't think anyone's happy that an England team has actually taken 4 right backs, no matter the talent.
Exactly.
Can I just
go on
as well? Like, so what? Would people have preferred Konza over Mings or what?
Yes.
Konza
why did
over Mings for sure, man.
Godfrey, all of them, man.
I would have taken Godfrey or Tomori
100%.
both of them.
Tomori, without a doubt.
Yeah, definitely Tomori. Tomori deserved it, man. He was immense.
Tomori just didn't get it because obviously you don't play in England.
But that's bullshit, man.
That should have no bearing whatsoever.
Bro, Gareth Southgate as a manager, you should be flying to Milan and check him out. But
Sancho and Bellingham don't, but they get saved.
I swear, my man Southgate was at all the domestic games. So anywhere in the UK that English players were playing, he was there. That's like his thing.
Kieran Trippier, he turned on BT, Sky, wherever La Liga comes on.
Trust me, man.
Tomori, he did no scouting. I'm 100% sure. He did nothing. But hopefully World Cup, we'll see Tomori local. Midfield, Jude Bellingham, Jordan Henderson, Mason Mount, Calvin Phillips, Declan Rice. Happy to see Money Mace?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, delighted.
I know Wizey is as well.
England's best centre middle now.
For me, he's a top 3 player in the team right now. Like, if I'm keeping it 100, so
Yeah.
Man,
though,
we've come a long way.
where is he actually going to play? As in, like, you know, is he coming from deep? Obviously not from.
This is a great
on the
question
left?
because I genuinely think he might be taking up one of the winger spots.
Yeah, okay. See that as well.
Ooh.
No,
What
because
is-
if you
so
think
what
about
is
it,
Walker
we're going
gonna
to play
do
five
then?
at the back. That is guaranteed. We either play 2 centre mids and then we play like someone like Sterling, Grealish, Foden off of Kane, or we're playing 5-2-3. In which case you'd think Henderson and Rice are the middle two. But like,
Mason can play make from deep though.
Yeah,
low key.
But he plays well for Chelsea though. He plays
Weirdly,
one of the two, innit?
This is why I was confused. What everyone was talking about the right back position. Like, obviously there was who's coming in, but I think I'm a lot more interested to see who he partners up top. Basically, that's what I want to see. Who's he picked.
Tell you what though about the midfield, like as much as I rate him, I was actually a bit shocked that Jude Bellingham was such a shoe-in because he's only had 2 caps. Like, bearing in mind he's 17, he's played like 1.5 seasons at like the top level. I mean, do we think?
I just think the quality is lacking in that position for us, man. I think
You know what I think it is, yeah, that what Charles said, but also Jude, out of all of them, apart from maybe Money Mace this season and Jordan Henderson, has the most international experience, bro. Champions League, Bundesliga, and he's got hella first team appearances for his age on his name as well. So,
I just think that, man.
Yeah, because you watched Dortmund with and without Bellingham, and especially as the season went on, and there was a big difference. Like get rid of his age, and he's been brilliant for them.
Yeah, you start talking about starting him, to be honest.
Definitely.
So is that gonna happen? The starting thing?
I would start him, bro.
We FC sauce in it, then you have to start him, man.
Yeah.
Let's bring the saucy nonsense.
And this is my issue, yeah. I said the only way England are gonna fail is with Southgate. Is he gonna know how to like bring these men together?
That's the thing, man. That's the thing.
But already, I heard earlier when Jake was like, "Oh, play Rice and Henderson." Already, that's negative to me. I think it should just be one of them, and then do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree.
It definitely
I'm still
has to be
all
one
about
of them.
the attack. I'm still all about that. But
yeah, I agree with that. I don't see Henderson starting, not because he's not.
But he's a pussy. But he's a pussy.
You man got to remember, yeah. You know the first game's against Croatia, and if you ain't got legs, Modric will run the show like he does against everyone.
Yeah, Modric is old, boy. Come on, man. Can't they run rings?
You can't give him time and space.
Like,
I get that.
Look what Liverpool done to him. Like, he still ran the show at 36.
Hey.
Bro, why Liverpool, man?
No. But I'm lying, Drew. I'm lying. Man,
we were just whack, man, because look what Chelsea did.
Yeah, exactly. Look what Chelsea did. They just ran them off the pitch.
That's what I agree completely with Charlie. We absolutely pressed him off the park, but that's a complete
legs.
Yeah, but that's what Press said. If you give him time, which England might make.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why you need Henderson. You need Henderson there.
That's what I'm saying. You man saying only Declan Rice or Henderson. I'm like, bro, you play Declan Rice versus Modric. I'm telling you now, he'll run around him. Facts. He needs more than one person there because Modric is too smart.
All right, let's move on to the attack then. I'm seeing Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Phil Foden, my guy, Jack Grealish, Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford, my guy, Saka, big up, Jadon Sancho, and Raheem Sterling.
Everyone to be expected.
You know what? On paper, I'm like, yeah. Apart from DCR, man.
DCR. If I'm Bamford, I'm vexed.
Yeah.
That's what I said. Like even
Bamford?
Yeah, man.
Even though Watkins didn't get selected, but I would have Bamford over Watkins and DCL. Not that Bamford's going to start, but he's a better option than those two.
Is he?
Yes.
I think the reason.
I would have Danny Ings, man.
He plays a different game to your likes of Watkins and DCL.
Yeah,
he does.
I get it.
Why.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to say, I think that's probably why he didn't get picked, because I feel with DCL and Watkins, they give you that box in the box in the 6 yard box, trying to get those the scrappy goals. But Bamford, he likes to play a little bit like Kane. I'm not saying he is a Kane, but he likes to drop off and he likes to facilitate for his teammates. And I don't think they need another one of that if they've got Kane. So it's just a different option.
I think why I like Watkins is he's very unpredictable. You think you have him, but he just comes up with something else. That's why I like Watkins, and he shoots. Definitely play.
He's quite like an old school striker. He sort of
I think people underestimate what he can do.
Yeah,
in terms of how fast he is. He's pretty fast. How even good on the ball he is. Yeah. When he lets it rip, he can let it rip. I like Watkins, man.
Yeah, he's good. He's good
The
striker.
thing with me with Watkins, I feel like he might get stage fright when it comes to the big teams. He's not proving himself against anyone big.
You reckon? Hey, Liverpool.
That Liverpool game. What else what big club has he like done? I mean,
he had a drought in the middle.
Yeah, he had a drought after that game, though. After that game,
and plus, I feel like you could say that about like Jack Grealish before Belgium. Who like what? Like you get what I mean? Like I think you just got to put these players in the positions.
But Munya, to your point, right? Just for us, just look into the future a bit. Say Kane starts. Who is subbing Kane? Would that be DCL?
It would be DCL. But Kane is playing 120 minutes, brother.
Yeah, boy. That's what I'm saying.
120 minutes plus pens.
So the question is, would they ever start? Are they just there to sit and bench?
I even said that about Bamford, Shalom. I even said Bamford probably won't start, or like, but I'd rather have him as an option.
Hey, but obviously Toast brought up something interesting as well. Danny Ings, like you man are not mentioning him at all.
He got snubbed.
If I'm honest, like if I have to take off Kane and ask one England striker to get me an actual goal, I probably would be Ings for me.
Is a shout,
like
man.
over Bamford, over.
But I do think it's the same issue.
Yeah, Toast. Don't you? Sorry, Steve. Toast. Don't you reckon Ings plays similar to Kane?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. It's the
so
same
you
issue.
need to bring up like a
I generally think
I'm talking just purely super sub though, because I doubt anyone's going to get too many minutes off.
I think DCL is just going to be that Andy Carroll, Peter Crouch.
Yeah.
Last minute.
That's what I'm saying.
It's going to be that, Donny.
Into the box route one time.
I'll tell you what though as well. Like DCL is exceptional in the air, and like games, set pieces are so crucial. So I'm not mad at it at the same time.
I think the reason why with Ings, you're right, it's a no-brainer. Obviously, I'll have him over Bamford because I'm obviously shouting for Bamford. But I think the problem with Ings is just the fact that he is so injury-prone right now. So he could even get injured in training. So can he risk that? I think that's probably why he's not being picked.
Yeah, no, I hear you still.
I feel ability-wise, we know if he was fit the whole season, he's going. But I just feel like his injury record is literally let him down, unfortunately.
I feel like this England team, just from the outside, England's going to be the second team that will support. But just from the outside looking in, on paper, of course, and if Gareth Southgate gets it right, should be one of the favourites. Obviously, when Charles said that, people were onto him. But it's facts though. Like when I'm even looking at the names, like on paper, if Gareth gets it right, but if even like the Rashfords, because Harry Kane is gonna, he's gonna perform. But then the people around him, are they going to do it?
Think about this way.
Step up, England can do it.
Think about it this way. Like England, like obviously it's club football and they're under different managers, but English teams have dominated Europe this season. Yeah, when you actually look at like man for man, the best players and the best in the teams that like basically like City, Chelsea, and United. Bro, they're all English players. So that's the reason why I'm not necessarily confident in the manager.
Most of the young bucks are brethren as well. Like
they've all came from the same school. So I'm just like, bro, we've actually got players to see this. That's the difference. I feel like maybe we haven't got the manager to facilitate it. But other than France and probably Portugal, I don't see any other team having the same better players than England.
Belgium. The thing about this tournament as well.
Yeah, I guess so.
If England get out of the group stage, we're gonna play either France, Germany, or Portugal. So for us, really, like the test kind of comes
quite early. Yeah.
So
if they get past that though, then I think people will start like being like, fair enough.
Charles, do you reckon they will step up? I think that's the biggest question here.
I personally actually think they do. Yeah, will. Yeah, I think they've come off a high in terms of the World Cup, even though it was disappointing how they went out. And obviously, like, of course, the first game they play is against the team that knocked them out of the World Cup in Croatia. So, like, I think that'll just give them confidence in it. However, I think it all depends on the players that are basically available for Southgate.
So what do we think people's front three would be? Starting game, Croatia, right?
Yeah.
What's people's front three?
As of today. I'm going
Philly in his bitch on the left.
Yeah.
He came through the middle. And boy,
I'm personally going with Rashford, Kane, and Foden. Personally,
what Foden on the where?
Yeah, on the right.
On the yeah. Oh,
because you need pace. You need pace.
I bet you he's starting Sterling. I bet.
100%.
Oh yeah.
I don't think he has the cojones
if he knows ball.
No,
that's
not
the
that though. It
has to be Sterling.
Yeah, Sterling's been about for time.
Because of what?
Since the World Cup.
So we're doing sentiments.
Yeah,
instead of like playing my best players.
But you know that comes into play, especially with international football. Someone that's been in the squad throughout the years is most likely going to get ahead.
I feel like Sterling is so different for England than he is for Man City. I don't know what it is, but I think he loves playing for England as well. Not saying
Bro,
it's
by the way,
successful.
Sterling's had just like a mini bit throughout his like. He's been hitting mad numbers in the last couple of seasons. I feel like he's almost like. I feel people are almost writing him off very soon.
But-
Innit? Sterling's still a baller, like still a baller, and still can make a difference for England.
I
So,
feel like
yeah.
you need a good solid end to like the season or a couple of months going into a
Go to the
tournament.
tournament, I agree
A
with
good
that.
form, you know,
Definitely.
because
Yeah,
it
facts.
will just
Definitely.
continue. Like, how can we expect Sterling, who's not been his best self,
Just all
to
of a
suddenly
sudden
just
on.
turn it on in a couple of weeks' time at a
on
tournament?
on that note, Toast, like it's kind of a shame that Lingard was snubbed like on
That's
in
the
that
point.
Crazy
same,
decision,
Yeah,
bro.
that one was
token.
surprising.
But you, man, let me ask you a question
yeah.
though. But like, which one of the wingers are probably, other than probably Sancho, who's actually banging form? Would you say at the moment out of England? Because there's not actually, when you think about Sterling, Rashford,
Harry?
Grealish has been out for a bit, so he's not really in form.
Harry.
Like, yeah,
Only
Harry
Harry,
Kane,
probably.
obviously. Yeah, only Harry when you think about it. So I think
Harry and
decisions are
maybe
gonna have to make.
Foden, yeah.
And Foden, yeah.
But
And also with the Sterling situation, news came out that the City players were beefing Pep, so that could be reason why Sterling
not playing
hasn't done
too
well.
Fair, yeah,
That could be.
yeah, maybe.
But anyway, you lot, you'd be mad when Gareth drops Sterling and England lose a game or something like that. You'd
Oh,
be
yeah,
like,
would-
why didn't? Bro,
I honestly
what
wouldn't
happened?
right now.
I'm
like,
not saying
at this
you,
moment in time.
I'm not saying us, but the nation itself. Come on, bro. You know you'd be.
Yeah, but that's football fans
Sterling
are fickle like that, man. That's how we are, man.
If Sterling don't start, would be mad, bro.
All right, let's hope for the best for England, and let's see what's going on over there. Let's move on to Brentford, our newest Premier League
Shout them out.
contenders. What?
Shout them out, man.
Oh, he said shout them out. I thought he
Yeah,
said
yeah.
count them out.
Oh nah.
Ivan Toney and them. What do you think about? What do you think about them?
I think Brentford are one of the best run teams in the Championship, if not England. Like they stick to a playing philosophy. I mean, I don't know if you boys knew, but they got rid of their reserve team or their youth team a couple of years ago. Like they completely changed the setup, and instead of playing like your Norwiches, your Watfords, they're under 18s, they're under 23s. They would just go and organise friendlies with like Marseille, with Lyon, with Madrid, with Juve's under twins, and sending people there. So for me, like highly rate Brentford. It's going to be a struggle for them to stay up, I do believe, without some strong spending, because they constantly seem like the team that lose reinforcements every year. Like they lost Benrahma, Watkins. I struggle to see him keeping Toney unless he signs a big deal for them. But
that keeper as well. Arsenal wants him.
Well, yeah, Arsenal not getting him because apparently he had a clause that if Brentford doesn't go up, then he's cheap.
Okay.
But now they've gone up, then
You man are looking at thing in it as well.
Onana.
Yeah, Onana.
Yeah, I heard about that, boy. But just
He's
touching
good,
on
man.
Brentford, yeah, like I agree, man. I really love what they've done over the last couple of years, just in terms of like how cheap they've bought so many of their players and how much money they've made from them. Obviously, like they've sold Watkins, Benrahma, Morpay, Andre Gray, Scott Hogan over the last couple of years. I think the total that they paid for all of those players was like 11 million, and they've made like 120 million in profit just off those players alone, isn't it, man? So like, yeah, man, it's really good to see them in the Prem, man. I'm excited to see how Ivan Toney is at the top level, man.
It's about time, man. A season late, as you know. They have a curse. I don't know if you guys obviously, not many people may not know, but Brentford had a little curse of being able to lose all their playoff finals. So I think in like four or five finals they lost out of 9, and obviously I'm just happy, man. Like I really feel like there's something different. Like if I could support another club that wasn't Arsenal, it probably would be Brentford.
You sure not United, mate?
I mean, guys, do you know how much promoted teams get from the champs?
Well, that playoff
100
was
mil.
obviously known.
Yeah,
like,
they say something around that, yeah.
So really and truly, Brentford should be just, I think their plan should be how can we stay in the Prem? So they
that's what look at Fulham. They won the playoff.
That's always their plan, man.
Yeah, that has to be their plan. I don't think they should go and being any extravagant in like trying to spend big. It's just how to stay in the Prem, because obviously after 2 or 3 years, then you get the experience, then you start building. Because as easily as they went up to the Prem, they can definitely go down.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that has to be their plan. If I was, a Brentford manager or whatever. But yeah,
it's also a key of stability. You don't want to end up like Norwich now Watford, where you're just constantly yo-yoing. Like,
yeah,
you can't have that. Like, I completely agree with you, Shalom. You need their thing has to be survival, but they can't go away from their ideals. They almost have to be like Leeds, where they stick to their plan of trying to play attractive football. If they try, especially over this shorter preseason and just say we're going to shut up shop, I don't see them surviving. And B, they can't, like you say, they can't go on a spending spree because, again, you're just not going to be able to fit all these players into your new system. They almost have to keep Tony, is it Raya, their keeper?
Yeah, David
Raya. Main guys,
Yeah.
and add those one or two bits of quality and treat themselves almost like a big team going up, that they belong their place there, and relegate someone else.
Yeah, what I thought was very interesting. Have you guys seen Moneyball, the movie Moneyball?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were saying how Brentford kind of used that to that way that Moneyball was ran to, like, you know, promote and do well in the league. So I thought that was very interesting, and I think Brentford as a team has that kind of similar lovability of Leicester. Like, people love them because they do things the right way. And I mean, I'm very happy for Brentford to you know, get promoted, but we have to wait and see, because things can turn really bad in the Premier League, and I pray they do stay up. But
like, honestly, like Norwich and Watford, like their squads are still kind of largely similar to the teams that they had when they went down. So I feel like there still has to be a lot of investment if they're gonna. And don't get me wrong, like Norwich absolutely blitzed the league, but this is the same team that were just
They're always
coming back down, Joe. They're coming back down with Fulham.
So, yeah, man,
level,
unless some big investment is made, they're gonna go back down again.
I think those teams, yeah, they just need a big striker, just a certain striker that will get them at least 10 to 15. Then actually, sometimes that's not even enough, to be honest.
No, that's the thing, bro. Like these clubs that come up and spend big and spend their playoff money, like it. I mean, how often has that paid off, if ever?
Yeah, to be honest, yeah.
I mean, they have to look at like Sheffield and what Sheffield did. They were so good when they got promoted. So good.
Sheffield used their fans, man. Without their fans, Kalas.
Then use your fans.
All right, man. Let's get to the shits, man. Obviously,
you need to trademark that, man.
So obviously, last week, obviously, some of us are for the finals.
Listen to the smile on his face.
Chill, bro. What the hell? Obviously, Jake is buzzing to come on. Obviously, some of us, our season didn't finish yet. We had the 2 European finals where English reps were local. We'll start with the UEFA Champions League final, of course, where Chelsea beat Man City 1-0. Jake, your second Champions League trophy in 9 years. Put up an absolute clinic in Porto against Manchester City. Obviously, City by themselves have been quite impressive in Europe this season. How amazed, shocked, I don't know, what other superlatives were you about this, man? Explain that night to me, man.
You know what? So we were having this discussion beforehand of like a comparison between the 2 best days of my life as a Chelsea fan, the 2012 final and obviously this final. And with 2012, you can't really argue we were lucky. Like, we were dominated that game, but the ball that rolled for us, this final, we were dominant. Now, obviously, when the teams came out, I think everyone was shocked, weren't they, with City, with Pep not picking your 6, not picking Rodri or Fernandinho. And it's almost like I've seen people, not hint's probably the best word for it, or imply that Chelsea were almost lucky to win that game because of those decisions by Pep, when I can sit there and say we were dominant. Like, I've watched that game already like 3 times, and I haven't seen City miss a chance because everything was blocked. Like, we put on a defensive clinic in that game, and we were absolutely fantastic to a fault. I can't say a bad word about anyone in that team. Like, even Werner, who missed a couple of chances, we were fantastic. And yeah, absolutely amazing. Was still hungover Monday from it.
Mad. Toast. Obviously, in that final, there were several great performances from Chelsea. For me, Mount, Chilwell, Reece James, all could have been man of the match for me. But one person that was head and shoulders above everyone was N'Golo Kante. How good is this guy? Is he an all-timer in not even Premier League, but just everything, bro? Like, come on. Can we put him there?
Yeah, I can't lie. Obviously, a few weeks back, I was one of the guys that said Claude this, da. But yeah, man, I think this sign's sealed and delivered for Kante. And obviously, it's not to take anything away from him. I think everyone forgot just how good Kante was due to the dip that he had under Surrey and a bit of Lampard to begin with. Then he grew into his role. I'd say from December onwards, he looked like the Kante of old. And yeah, man, he's just, like I was in the barbershop the other day and everyone was just talking about how good that guy is. And obviously he's a likable guy as well. So yeah, I just want to give him his flowers, innit?
They're trying to spin it. They're trying to spin him as like the alternative black guy, the non-troublemaker. You see the agenda. They see the agenda they're trying to push with N'Golo.
Well, is that what they're doing?
Bro, because a few years ago they tried to do the N'Golo Pogba thing, and you get me, like I don't like that, to be honest, but he's a I like him, man. He's a nice guy, man.
Yeah.
Ballon d'Or, is he a Ballon d'Or?
Yeah, for me, listen, if he has a good
contender?
Euros, he can be a genuine contender, bro.
Think so.
Why not?
I think they'll give it to him as well because.
Well, right now, who's there? Lewandowski.
No Lewandowski for breaking 41. You know, the 40.
If N'Golo brings them a Euro, I reckon he's a shoe.
Yeah, it's
right. Don was he was a man of the match for semi-final.
Yeah, there's no point.
How mad that is, like, and then everyone, even before, like, you'd even see the man of the match awards come out. Everyone was talking about how good he was. He's a different level.
Padlocked KDB to the point KDB told me you were injured me, bro. I want to come on. He told Richard Rodriguez just
man. Kante is epic, bro.
Does he ever rest? He's always on the move.
Fam.
He don't never rest.
That's what you need.
The mad thing about football, as you guys played football, there has to be a time when you rest, get your breath, and then run. He doesn't stop. He's
you know what's mad about Conte as well. You know that type of player is like a Henderson, like all running. That's it. But Donny got tech.
He's got you can see him lose the ball.
Donny can chop you. Donny can, bro. He's sick, bro.
He's sick.
Yeah, I'll never forget that time when
extraordinaire, man.
When he chopped Smalling at Stamford Bridge. I remember
for his first goal in like forever.
Oh, God.
All right. Prez, man.
Yo.
Let's have a frank discussion about Guardiola. Obviously, one of the greatest tacticians the game has ever seen. Has won a lot of trophies, especially in his domestic domains, apart from at Barca, of course. Is a European trophy really needed with City to solidify this guy like above like Fergie, or like to make him the number one, or is he already the number one, or does he need that with City? Is that what's missing from his CV?
I think it's funny because whenever this comes up, the question mark about City and winning the Champions League with City, all the questions about Pep just start flooding in, and like everybody suddenly forgets about what he's achieved in this game. The teams he's managed, obviously the players he's managed, and the players that he's actually brought through and coached up to be world beaters. I feel like yes, he does need to win this Champions League with City, but I don't feel like it should be held against him as much as the way people do every time he falls short. Because he is one of the best we've seen in this game, and he will go down as one of the best that we've seen in this game, regardless of the Champions League, in my opinion.
Facts. I feel like with City, I know this is the thing. City, I've always said they're like an ultimate team. So regardless, I feel like they kind of let him down.
But the thing is, people will say like, "Oh, what has he done different to Pellegrini and Mancini before?"
I think the struggle that I have with it is almost. I agree with Prez in the sense that you can't ever discredit what he's done. However, what I find a bit of a struggle is just like, when you think about the greatest managers ever, you'd automatically put Pep ahead of Zidane, wouldn't you? But then if I sit down and ask you what's the greatest club competition of all time, you'd say Champions League without even thinking about it. So I'm just like, so then why is it the fact that I understand tactician-wise, no one can at Pep, but in terms of like, why is it like the moment?
But the thing is, just to play devil's advocate, why can't you add Pep? Because he always overthinks it in crucial moments.
I can't believe what he done. That
was criminal.
So you can say like he's the best tactician.
What Jake was saying was right. Chelsea didn't win that final because of that. However, what he done there was criminal. You can't be doing that. That is criminal. That is that's rookie 101 for me. When I saw that, I was like, nah, he's lost his mind.
Well, you see, that's the cruel thing about football, that you do something like that and it pulls off. Everyone's like, you're a genius. It doesn't, and then it comes back to bite you.
But the thing is, no.
Does anyone say why?
I think they just didn't play well.
The thing is, and I know Jake as well, when we saw the lineups, for me, I thought this is playing into Chelsea's hands. They can get right behind their midfield. Everyone thought that. So
everyone did.
I get what you mean.
And when you actually think about it, you know the goal that happened. Obviously, I'm not saying that's because Fernandinho wasn't there, but it was literally a ghost run from I think Werner, and didn't have it just go into that space.
Gaping hole.
But for me, in that point, Fernandinho especially, I don't think Rodri does it, but Fernandinho,
he's there,
bro.
And because when that pass off,
when he came in, I saw a huge difference. I can't lie.
He changed the game. He definitely changed the game. But let's not lie to say that City stunk as well. Like all the star players stunk. When De Bruyne came off, when Mahrez wasn't even involved in the game.
Yeah, Mahrez was ghost.
But the thing is, City credit there, bro. Give Reece James a chill credit.
And think about it, City are very much a systematical team, yeah? One player coming out of that team is a massive, massive difference to how they play. And Fernandinho is literally like the hub of their team for the last,
I personally think, for me, more Fernandinho than Rodri. I don't think Rodri...
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Makes a difference because he'll do those tactical fouls. Like Chelsea, in the transitions, in the counter-attacks, were fantastic.
You're killing them every time.
Kante was at the heart of all of them.
Yeah. He might not...
They were hunting him.
But he is taking someone down. He'll get the yellow, if needed, to make sure we didn't attack. But like, I'll be honest, he didn't... That part he would have made a difference in. But their attack... They were useless. Like Mahrez, like you said, got absolutely blanked by Chilwell. That was
that was big. Yeah, that was a big performance. Shout out Chilwell, by the way.
But Jake,
not many do that to Mahrez, you know.
Yeah, Jake, Werner, do you see any future with him?
He does, man. He doesn't want to listen.
You have to.
No, but you think that Havertz goal doesn't happen about Werner. His finishing, I'm not going to excuse it. He should have had 2 goals.
We
can easily say that, and that's why Chelsea will go look and buy a number 9. That's why we're probably going to try and get put in a maximum effort to get Lukaku, and that is because of Werner's finishing. But do I still see a role in this team for him? Absolutely. Like his movement is incredible.
Yeah, he stretches teams, man. You have to face it. He does.
He does burn himself for the team. Like he'll happily press. He'll make the pass instead of being overly selfish.
However, he's got to come good next season, isn't it? It's not.
That's what I'm saying. He has to come good next season. Oh, he's gone.
You can't justify in a team a player in the
because his movement might be great, but Walker has great movement, but he's at Southampton. He need to score.
Yeah. I think at a club like Chelsea, you need to be putting numbers on the table too.
Well, there we go. That's what we'll do for next season. But 27 goal contributions, it's not something.
Yeah, I was about to say that it's not light.
And at the end of the day, for me, it's psychological. It's not a technique factor.
Definitely.
That too.
I think Werner will come good personally. I think he will. When you're getting in front of goal as much times as he does, you start scoring in a minute.
The reason I think why is because at the end, he doesn't shy away. Like, it's crazy how many chances he's missed. Can't avoid that. But you see strikers, they'll miss one chance, they'll just go into a shell. They won't do anything else. Or at least Werner will go, right, do you know what? I still need to run my channels. I'm still going to try and take my shots on. And he does end up snatching it sometimes. Well, most of the time, that's his real problem, his lack of composure. But he doesn't shy away from it. That's the main thing I always focus on. That's why I'm still hopeful that there is something here for him. But next season, he's going to have some competition without a doubt.
Who I think will come very good next season's Havertz.
I think, man.
He was
he's bro, this season, he's been using this season just to clock himself, man.
Yeah.
I've been saying it.
But that's what we always say, bro. Give them a chance the first season, test out Prem, get used to it. The next season, you judge them properly.
But I can't say the same about Werner, though, personally.
For a lot of these players, especially Werner, everyone had a really disrupted pre-season. So I feel like they can get a proper pre-season in. I was saying to my mate, who's a Chelsea fan, the other day, I said, Werner's going to come good. He just needs a good pre-season. And, like, obviously everyone knows he's shy of confidence at the moment. But I think the whole COVID thing did mess up a lot of players. So I'm expecting big things from them.
Yeah, Havertz is a baller, man, for what I've seen.
Monya, let me stay with you, man. So obviously, like, City, they won the league, but recorded equal amounts of L's as second place United. They won the Carabao Cup as well. Has this been a good season for them? And what's next for City? other than the obvious Champions League?
You got to look at it. Like I always say, they're an ultimate team, and I feel like they've fell short by not winning the champs. Like, yeah, you expect them to win the league. You expect them to win another domestic cup, whether it's FA Cup or the Caribbean. But ultimately, I do feel they need. I think a lot of people would agree they need the champs. So for me, it's a normal season for them. They've collected the Prem. We all expect. Obviously, at the start of the season, we had people saying maybe you guys were going to defend it, whatnot. But we always knew it was going to be Liverpool against City. Obviously, that's not how the season went. But City were up there. So for me, it's expected for them to win the league.
They in devil's advocate though. They went one step further to get to the final. Is that not a form of progress?
Look, every season, even last season, people always screaming City are gonna win it.
I can't. That doesn't mean anything. Like, you got one step further, but you get knocked out in the round of 16. Like it can happen to anyone. But if you get to the final,
do you think that came into play?
What?
The fact that the whole favourites thing, like even for this game, Chelsea had nothing to lose really, but City had everything to lose. And I think
I think that's unfair, man. I think Chelsea, the way they ended the Premier League, they came on, they were on smoke, man. That's what it looked like to me.
No, I get that, but I'm saying for the game, Chelsea has won Champions League already, right?
So what, the underdog position, you mean? Like,
I'm just saying they had nothing to lose, whereas City had everything to lose, and they did. So
so you're subscribing to Wenger's thoughts, basically. That's what Wenger said. Wenger just said, City came in as the favourite, so they choked it, basically.
Yeah, they choked.
They did.
Yeah, I mean that's what it is, bro.
They choked. Wizey, man, congratulations, man.
Congrats, my guy.
Great.
Congrats.
Your club, obviously, like, what did we say? 20th century, 21st century? I don't know when. Past decade, since Abramovich came in, Chelsea have been certified. I can't lie. I remember you guys, every season, you win a big trophy.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. Like, that's my last point on it, is that, obviously, you think of Abramovich, you think of his lack of hesitance when it comes to sacking managers. And a lot of clubs, a lot of managers, a lot of people in the boardroom, they always talk about culture, especially just in normal business. Like, they want to establish a culture, whether it's like a culture of intelligence, a culture of hard working, a culture of togetherness, whatever. And our culture changes every year, every 18 months, because we're constantly sacking managers, and yet our culture continues to work because of that sheer ruthlessness. And again, it has worked. We sacked our club legend, and 4 months later, we've gone from 10th to 4th, an FA Cup final, and a Champions League win.
Nuts.
Well, boy, it could have been all different.
Excellent.
Just to add from that,
all different.
Sorry, Andy, I know we're moving. I think, Jake, I know you're saying that you've not got a culture, but I think you do. I think every manager that comes in, they know that they have to be on job. If not, they're going to get cut. So I think that's what comes with the Chelsea job. So I think people know what they're expecting if they come to Chelsea. I think Tuchel knew what he was expecting when he came to Chelsea. If he doesn't perform, he's out the door.
You were sweating, boy.
Yeah, he was.
He was sweating in that Villa game.
Speaking of sweating.
But is he just not talking about the ideas, Munya, like on the pitch ideas, rather than the club culture? I think he's talking about, what the coach will bring to the team. Like the ideas are always changing. That's what I got from that anyway.
Obviously, no offense to you, Jake, but I don't think Chelsea have like a unique playing style. So yeah, I think that comes with it again.
No, we definitely don't. We change our playing style like the wind.
All right, man. Obviously, I got to smoke on that City pack on Saturday. On Wednesday, before, we got to smoke on that big Cohiba.
That big lad. Man said the Champions League is the bigger competition and everything.
To be expected, isn't it?
Wednesday was the Europa League final.
Look at the Wolves they're here, boy.
Oh man, let me do my job, brother.
I'm asthmatic, but I had to roll it up still.
Wow.
Villarreal v Man United 1-0, but obviously Villarreal ended up winning on penalties. Now, Press, for the past maybe 4 or 5 episodes, we've been banking on United to see it through. I even low-key put money on United early doors in the tournament, but then on the final day, I thought, nah, let me do BTTS Villarreal. But even that shaking me. I was like, it's fine. Obviously, you went through the Europa League campaign without a scratch up until that final, of course. An unexpected L beckon, which means you end up trophyless. So you know what my question is, Press? How would you sum up your season, brother? Good or bad?
Are those the only two options I have?
Go on. Or in your own words.
I would class it as a mediocre season. A mediocre season because we had a chance to win silverware as well as finishing in the top two in the Premier League, and we didn't do it. I don't think you can really give it more than a mediocre season because of that reason, especially getting so close to winning that silverware, and in the fashion that we performed, it wasn't good enough to win. So yeah, I'd say overall it's a mediocre season. However, it's still better than last season.
In terms of
in terms of
the league position.
In terms of the league position and where we finished. Yeah.
So Cha.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Chat to me about the actual game, man. Because obviously before the game started, we saw the lineups. We thought, I mean, you said we're just gonna outscore them, or it's like we've got all our shooters on the pitch. Something like that. Something along those lines.
I didn't say we're gonna outscore them.
I'm paraphrasing.
All right, cool, man.
I'm paraphrasing.
Man United way.
Yeah, something like that. He said something about Man United way. We're just gonna outscore them. Them things there.
Okay, all right. Well, when you're ready for me to answer the question,
obviously the game didn't go quite like that, man. Like, how disappointed were you in terms of the performance, or were you actually like? The performance was quite good, but
no, man, I was disappointed with the performance. To be honest, I thought it was bitterly disappointing. I feel we started quite quickly. I think the first 5-10 minutes, I was like, okay, like we'll let it. All the players saw like they were hungry. We'll win the ball back quite quickly. Then after the first 10 minutes, we just went flat. I think they scored. From it wasn't a set piece, and it was a free kick, wasn't it? And then they basically done a number on Bailly, I think, and ended off at the back post. With that we went into half time 1-0. Came out second half. We started well again. I think that's when Cavani got his goal. But I never really felt like we done enough to basically deserve to actually go out and win the game by 2, 3, 4 goals. I mean, that's what I think the biggest disappointment. I feel like, in terms of my disappointment, it's
that's 6-6 place Villarreal, brother.
Yeah, no, and that's what I say. That's my point. Like, that's why I'm extremely disappointed. Losing on pens, like, bro, it was what 21-20. That could have went either way, innit? But so that's not really my biggest frustration, even though De Gea is a pagan. However, I think in terms of the way we played on the actual day, that's my biggest disappointment. However, when you actually look at our last 3, 4, 5, maybe even games, it's been coming. It's been coming, innit? If we're talking Turkey, like Liverpool game, we got popped. All the other games, I think it was last game of the season was against Fulham. Well, it went Fulham. Then it was thinking of
Wolves. I'm gonna have to cut you there because I feel like this whole past 3, 4 games, it don't matter. Final form comes out the window. It don't matter how you play it.
But it don't.
You never mentioned this. You never mentioned this before the
mentality.
Are you actually listening to what I'm saying? It's not an excuse. But you know it's not an excuse. We'll play rubbish then. I'm criticising us for playing rubbish then. And I'm criticising us for playing rubbish now. No one went into that final thinking, United are playing sick. We didn't think that. So I don't understand why you lot are even upset about the fact I'm bringing up past games, because I'm still criticising us.
Villarreal were watching your past game and thought, we're going to win because they're not playing well.
What's that got to do with anything?
You never brought up these 4 or 5 games before. But
Villarreal didn't beat us though. They beat us on pens. So us playing bad or playing well, it had nothing to do with the result. We didn't play. We weren't playing well in the games before that, and we lost on pens.
Toast.
Yeah.
So obviously you're outsider that quite likes this United team. What were your thoughts on the game, and how do United progress from this? Is this just a scratch? Is this a one-off, or
it's a funny one because obviously, like I do rate this Man United team. However, one thing I would say, like, the game, it low-key actually kind of reminded me of the Arsenal Man United game earlier on in the season. It was like a 0-0 game. United were in like decent-ish form going into the game, and I think they were the favourites slightly maybe going into that game. And I felt as if they, at the time, if they'd won the game, they had a chance to like get closer to the top. And United just didn't turn up. They were just so lackluster in the game, and it reminded me of that game because again, it was a similar sort of circumstance, relatively big game.
All your shooters.
Basically, all the shooters active, and on paper, they really should go on to win the game. Like United ending up having 2 shots on target in the whole game. It's just not on. And I don't know. I feel as if even though United did go a goal down, I almost feel as if United needed to be 2 goals down in that game to have really turned it on, because when they equalised, that was it.
It got back to it.
We didn't really. They went back to how it was when they were at 0-0. One thing I do want to say though.
You said we didn't, as in we.
Arrest him.
Wait,
no.
Wait, what?
It's on tape, boy. It's on tape.
Anyway.
Go on.
The final thing I did want to say is, I mean, I wasn't a fan of him at Arsenal, but I've got to give a lot of love to Unai Emery. And for the simple reason is, he backed himself in that match. Like I remember when United just scored, he took off Carlos Bacca and he brought on Coquelin, and I was thinking this game is done. Like what? Like you taking off a striker? But Emery said, you know what? I actually backed myself to get to penalties. I don't think Villarreal were ever going to score in that game. He said, you know what? I'm going to bring on the defensive player. I'm a defensive-minded midfielder. And let's try and win on penalties now. And United, I don't know if you guys had another shot after the.
We were shocking after that. Yeah, we're just terrible.
If I'm honest, speaking of changes, right? I feel like Ole did get a couple wrong. I feel like he didn't respond to the game quickly enough. And you know, for him to not start making changes until, you know, the 90th minute, 115th minute, or 108th minute, whenever it was, I feel like there was some inexperience showing through as well. I mean, like Rashford was, for the most part of the game, shocking. I don't think he offered anything on that left-hand side. Juan Foyth was just looking at the guy and looking at him like, you're not getting past me today. Even I'm seeing through one eye, blurred vision. It doesn't matter.
Even when he went off, bruv, he didn't do nothing.
Even when he went off, I just think Rashford's like, that should have been Ole's first change over and above any other change. I don't think he should have taken off Greenwood. And yeah, I just feel like that's a little bit of an experience on Ole's side, and he should have been a little bit more responsive to the game.
Yeah, agreed.
Mitch,
just to add,
go on.
Oh, just want to add what Tosin said. Actually, it kind of backs it, because let's talk about some of those pens. I mean, there was only 2 shit pens, and they came from United. Villarreal, fuck me, they would.
All of their penalties were 30.
It was 30. Coquelin from the best pen.
Can I just say
Coquelin's as well.
Let me give you guys a bit of backstory in that. I think if you're like I'm not sure if you guys have read it in it, but basically, that De Gea, I'm done with him. Get him out of my club. Get him out. Do you know? Let me tell you the reason why. Not even because he basically didn't get close to any pens. They told him where to go, and the guy went to somewhere else. Get him out. Get him out. Because I don't know what is the whole point of us doing our research on the team if you're trying to do your own thing. Get him out. Get him out.
Now, did that happen? Did that really happen?
On like 3 different occasions. You had notes basically saying that where they usually go, and they literally went that same direction.
It just makes you wonder, man.
No, that is mad.
Get him out. Get him out.
That Spanish link-up, Prez, yeah?
I don't know, bro. I don't know, man.
That match fixing.
Get him all out. Get him out.
Oi.
What I'm saying is, it's bittersweet, man. Bittersweet. Because didn't De Gea win the league for you guys? Without him,
2013, man.
I get that, but at least you can say, you know, we have this over you. De Gea did it for you. It's bittersweet. You just got to take it on the chin.
Look, I loved him when he was at the top, innit? He's going out kind of sad at the moment. That's my point.
I told you, man, about 4 years ago, though. But
yeah, he's going out.
You guys should have sold him when you had the opportunity. You should have sold him.
You lot should have sold Aubameyang, boy.
That child's getting rattled, you know.
Now I'm thinking about it. It's just pissing me off, innit? So let's move on.
Let's move on, man. Mitch. So obviously, I'm not sure if this is the correct numbers, but this is now 151 games in charge with 0 trophies after plenty of opportunities for Ole. I just want to stress that he's been in several semi-finals and a final. Correct me if I'm wrong. If this is his first
final. Was in 4 finals before, and he didn't win 9. So just saying, innit?
Woo!
That is now 151 games for Ole with 0
Facts.
trophies after plenty of
Fam.
opportunities. Do you think his time will come eventually, or does he have the tools to motivate his players, or do United need to move on and try and get someone that that will rattle these players when it matters?
Personally, I don't think that Ollie is a talented manager. I've had this conversation for about a year now. I've been saying it. Obviously, everyone always brings up with the comparison of him and Arteta. I don't think he is a talented manager. I think he's basically motivated United players through his legendary status at the club, and also I think the fact is that Bruno saved him. Let's not lie, Bruno saved him. He hasn't won a trophy, 150 games. I think that's more than David Moyes, more than Mourinho, and more than LVG. And he's the worst out of all of them, basically.
And also press more than Klopp.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you got to think about it. This is his third season at United, no trophy. It's not a good thing.
I think you know what? I think the thing is at this point with sorry, Mitch. At this point with Klopp, third season, no trophy. I was done with him. Like press even, he was making that comment, but he can attest to that, press, that I was Klopp out for that whole season.
I can. Yeah.
Even after you won the Prem.
No, hold on. So obviously, like in that sense, like I don't know, but I feel like the United boys around me, like so Char, Press, and a couple of other guys, you man are not seeming to be too hazy.
No. Let me make it clear. Coming into the next season, if it's not trophy thing, then bro, Ollie, we love you for what you've done in a bit.
But Stephen, can I ask you a question? Do you not think that this second place finish has sort of it's made your season look so much better? But really and truly, you've been scoring a lot of goals. I get that. I think you're one of the top goal scorers in the league, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Unbeaten away as well. They've got
unbeaten away. You should be winning games like those finals against Villarreal. You should.
No, but no one's arguing otherwise. If you speak to a United fan and they give you another excuse other than we should have won that game, then they don't really get how ball works, innit? What I'm saying is when you're looking at the season in terms of perspective, did anyone in their right mind when the beginning of the season thought United would finish second? Even though it's not even a good thing. Everyone was probably thinking they're scrapping for fourth.
But I think obviously there's not that much, if you think about it, in the sort of points gap between second and fourth. It's quite give or take. It's not that big. So you guys had a good start and a sort of mediocre finish. Not the most amazing finish, but so that's what's helped you out. A lot of teams were dipping in form at the wrong times. Arsenal, for example, were dipping in form for 2 months straight. Liverpool dipped in form straight after January.
I can't agree with that, man. The fact you're bringing other teams, bro. We still have to win the games we win. We still have to finish second. Like these are games we have to win.
Well,
these are games that are in front of us. Yeah.
So Prez, where do you go from here? Do you see second as a step forward?
I do, because at the end of the day, prior to post Fergie, I think there hasn't been many times we've even finished in the top 4. So from a steadying the ship perspective, Ollie is doing that, but we need to see him. Hold on, we need to see him kick on another gear and start winning stuff, because there wouldn't be any evidence of that progress or silverware in the cabinet if he doesn't win something trophy wise. And I don't think it's going to be the Premier League. I don't think Ole's got what it takes to bring us to a Premier League, but in terms of trophies, we need to start looking at
even with a couple of signings, like
signings play a big part. I think
because the Bruno signing proved to be instrumental in terms of where you're at now.
It's a big summer for us and Ole.
Absolutely.
Massive summer. I think what happens in the transfer window basically defines if he stays longer or if he goes this season. Personally,
absolutely.
Yeah, man. But we still got to smoke that pack, man. So I'm sure most of us were happy about that.
Enjoy that.
The Bexley bros celebrated even. They went out their way to celebrate. So everyone was happy, man. All right, let's go over to our VARBAR Prem Awards, man, of the season in the Premier League, to be specific. Obviously, I asked the guys to send me their list of the flop of the year, goal of the year, signing of the season, team of the year, manager of the year, youth player of the year, and of course the player of the year. I think like most of these answers were all quite unanimous, which was quite surprising for once. But obviously there were a couple of wild ones as well. But you know, you'll get to see that. You'll get to see it on the socials later. But flop of the year, who do you guys thought it went to?
William, bro.
That's it, William Borges.
Boy. Of course it
Flop
was.
of the year. So, Monya, did you vote for William?
Yeah, bro.
Why? Why is he the flop of the year, man?
I mean, what has he done?
You tell me, bro. That
Nothing. That's
first
why.
game in
Full of assists though.
couple of assists in the first game, and then nothing until April, I think.
Listen, when
well.
we bought William, right, we knew what he was capable of doing. We see him at Chelsea, see him at Brazil, and we were expecting some of that.
He was whack, though.
I
Did you
remember-
expect anything?
Yes.
Wow.
For Chelsea, he did that thing where towards the back end of the season, he was kind of like showing out to kind of
For
sell
the
himself.
Connie.
Yeah, for the contract or for
Not
a move.
even, because the season before, I remember I went to see Chelsea against Tottenham at their Tottenham New Stadium, right? He ran that show. He's got a banger. I'm thinking like this guy. Jake, you probably remember this game where Son got sent off for kicking Rudiger.
Yeah,
that
was
game.
the one where William took the short corner and then carried it in bottom corner.
Mate, I feel like William ran that game, and I thought, yeah, this guy, even for his age, has still got it. So when I see the bits of him at Chelsea, I thought, let's give me some of that. Give me some goals and some assists. A man scored his last goal. So he scored his only goal like 2 games before the end of the season. Andy, please, the season's done. So yeah, I mean, what are the other flops?
Yeah, the other flop. Some people voted for Sheffield United, of course. Other people voted for Arsenal Football Club. And someone voted for Thomas Partey as well.
That's a reach, man.
That's Char. I know that's Char.
Who was it, me?
It's not Char.
Thank you very much.
That's killing it. The ones that hate Arsenal, I know.
I can't lie.
He strides.
I can't lie. Personally, for me, and I don't mind putting this here, the flop for me was Aubameyang because, you know, going into this season, we thought Aubameyang going to be top goal scorer. I'm sure you all had your bets and all of that. And he just didn't show up for Arsenal Football Club. And
I said the same as well. Don't worry.
Like,
Don't worry.
I
said the
honestly
same.
put Aubameyang because I was so disappointed in him, man. Yeah. We don't even look at him like that no more.
Yeah, he can be a flop as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So William Borges. And then next award, goal of the year. This was extremely unanimous. Of course, there's been 30 goals. Harry Kane v Crystal Palace. Someone voted for that. Cavani v Fulham, the chip.
Wait, Harry Kane against Crystal Palace. Like, what one was that?
Wait, who did people vote for if it wasn't Cavani's chip? Hello.
No.
I voted for Harry Kane's goal. Basically, go look it up, man. I think it was like a 4-1 Tottenham at home.
Oh, I know now. When he
bent it to the far corner. It was on Mancini.
It just came to me. But
Of course, the Lanzini v Spurs.
Yeah.
Slapper. But the overwhelming votes went, of course, in the North London derby. Eric Lamela.
Oh, Eric Lamela, yeah.
I forgot about that. Quote. Yeah.
The reason why, sorry, Andy, I was actually going to vote for that one, but the reason why is it's like what Charles said. You forget about it because they actually lost the game.
They lost, yeah.
Whereas I picked Mazzini. No, obviously they didn't win it, but it was a last minute.
It was a screamer. Yeah.
I
get that.
I wouldn't have voted for that Lamella one anyway. So yeah.
I think the Lamella one, the sheer audacity, the difficulty. There were a lot of bodies in front of him.
He didn't think about it twice. He just did it, and that's why
it has to be Mela's, man. Because at the end of the day, you get bangers every season.
Every day, yeah.
How often do you get like a Rabona in the bottom corner with that much accuracy
in
game? North London derby. Of course, I chose that one. And what?
Hey, the Arsenal civil war.
Mitch. I would have chose it as well if we lost.
Same. Yeah, all right. You're playing for the other side as well, then.
But I had to choose. Come on, man. Who did you pick, Mitch? Who did you pick?
I picked Lanzini because first of all, it was against Spurs, and second of all,
but you can't be doing that.
Come on, man. Mitch, come on, man.
Nah, but that was a banger as well.
Anything else?
Gender just
deep it. He put it
over these guys' lives.
You can't get any closer to the corner like that.
Nah, it was a good goal, man.
Fine.
All right, let's go to the signing of the season. This was extremely unanimous as well. Someone voted for Emiliano Martinez. Mitch, two guesses who? Someone else voted for Chelsea's goalkeeper, Edouard Mendy. But the overwhelming vote.
By the way, I wasn't being a homer there, just FYI.
Yeah, now that was me actually.
Come on, man. If you didn't vote this my man, then you man don't know Bull Boy.
But yeah, the overwhelming votes went, of course, to Ruben Diaz, man. Char,
Yes.
why Diaz, bro? Signing of the season.
Do you know what? I'm gonna say something on there. Yeah, I don't think he is as good as the impact VVD had when he came into the Liverpool team. However, I do think it's very similar in terms of impact. I think what he's done to that team and just their sheer confidence in the way that they can just defend. I think he's got to get it. I would be very surprised if he doesn't sweep up both young player and player of the years this year, personally.
For me, I voted for Mendy, man, simply because like I thought this Donny was gonna come in relatively unknown and he was just gonna dunk it out. Far from it.
Yeah.
Far from it, bro.
Yeah.
That guy, bro, how many goals has he conceded in the Champions League this season? 4.
Yeah.
Like hardly anything. Like, and he's so sure, like a sure goalie. He gets to the corners. He doesn't fuff about 30, man. I think he's my signing of the season, personally.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not angry at that, to be honest.
For the price as well. I swear it was a steal.
I only had two people on my mind for that one. It was Diaz and Souček. Because
Souček had a good season, man.
Game changer, absolute game changer. They were the only two for me.
Tosin.
Yo.
Emiliano Martinez, brother.
I'll be honest with you. It wasn't even a thing from Leno this, Leno that. Like, if we're keeping it 100, like everybody had Emiliano Martinez in the FPL team all season because he was so consistent, saves, clean sheets. Like, he made Villa's defense look so much better, man. Like, for me, it was a no-brainer, man. He was brilliant this season.
Facts.
Agreed.
Yeah. No reballs, nothing.
I mean, if you look at the league table positions, I think they're the ones.
Oh my days, Mundo. Who would have said someone now? Let's go to team of the year. This was pretty divided a bit, I think.
Really?
A little bit. It went between two teams. Couple man voted for Leeds. Then 4 people voted for West Ham. But eventually, City led the way.
I went West Ham, man.
Yeah.
I think in terms of context.
I voted City.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I just think that the way, they kind of picked themselves up after the perceived poor start and really just ran away with the league. I mean, they had key injuries at points as well with KDB going down. And then, obviously we know City's squad run deep, like in terms of who they can bring in and like for like changes they can make. And Gundogan stepped up to the plate, came in, ran the show, goals, assists. And yeah, they kind of just never looked back once they held that lead. And fantastic from the back through to
But technically, when you deep it, they won the league because you man drew too much. That's it.
Yeah,
because you've got the same amount of. That's why I couldn't choose them as the team of the year, bro. Because
I test though.
Huh?
I test though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Drew, you're
Nah, it's not even an agenda, bro.
No, it's not making sense because surely the team of the year should be the team that did that.
Not always.
The best.
I think for
me,
the team of the year for me is the one that defies belief, bro.
Exceeds expectations the most.
City won the league with 86 points. Like they haven't done anything different this season for me. So I can't give
their squad won that. Their squad won the league in this circumstances. Personally, I don't think they've done anything that like merited them. I think West Ham for me were just the outright favourites in it. Because
explain that one for you.
I feel like it's just simply because of like where they were meant to be, and then where they don't get me wrong, it could be anyone, but the reality is they finished ahead of. They finished 1 point. 1 point behind Leicester. They finished ahead of Tottenham, Arsenal, Everton,
and they were very close to Champions League.
And they were until the last couple of games of the season, where I feel like, bro, West Ham for me they exceeded expectation, miles ahead of what they should have done. So for me, that was easy.
They'd had Lingard all season. They honestly could have made Champions League.
Oh no,
I agree.
Facts.
Was it 13 goal or 14 goals involvements for Lingard from like February, beginning of February, which is crazy if you think about it.
Nuts.
They're a solid team as well, man. Very solid.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. Let's go to the manager of the year then. This was also surprising to me, to be honest. Couple man voted for Bielsa and Guardiola, but David Moyes took it away for us guys, man.
For me, again, just it goes with hand in hand, innit? Sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I personally thought West Ham were going to get relegated. So
Yeah.
go from relegated to almost getting Champions League. I personally could not vote for West Ham and Moisey respectively. Like the job they did, and you think of Moisey as well. Like he's got the best out of players like Ogbonna, like Craig Dawson.
Yeah. Craig Dawson, yes.
Yeah, that Dawson.
Every time I watch him, I'm thinking,
hey, but
as if this
Ogbonna's
guy is
Juve,
brilliant.
you know. You might respect him.
But then someone like Kufau and Souček coming out of nowhere. Rice is now one of England's premier midfielders.
Yeah.
Antonio
But
is a
Kufau, Souček is that's scouting, bro. That's great work.
Yeah,
But-
they're good players.
he has to make him work, and he did. And fair play to him, credit to him. Let's see if they can keep.
You know,
it
he's
up.
been linked with the side note. He's been linked with the Everton job. Would you stay if you're him?
Oh,
or,
wow.
Yeah,
I'd say I
Is he
would.
going
I would
back?
say
they're saying they're talking. I think. Well, he's not saying that he's going to go, but they are trying to apparently get him back.
That's a backward step for him, man. I'm sure I'm sure he'd like to know what he can do with this West Ham team and how far he
But
can
don't
take
you
him.
feel like
I mean, if
Everton
you can get
probably have more
Lingard, then he should
peas?
stay.
Don't you think he'll be able to do more with it in terms of the Everton squad than he
Well,
will? at
West Ham got peace as well, you know.
Not like Everton
Look
right
at the
now.
signing. They've been making mad signings.
They got peas, but I think from what I've read in it, they need to sell to buy at the moment.
Oh,
Whereas I thought Everton will back their manager. I could see why he'd go. Personally, I wouldn't, but I could see why he'd go back. It's an interesting project for him, I think, personally.
All right, let's move on. We're nearly there. Youth Player of the Year. I mean, everyone really should have voted for this person, but one vote went to Saka.
You don't even know how to.
I know who
sense.
that is. One of them,
who else?
bros. One of
Don't
them
worry,
bros, innit?
we'll explain on the socials. Don't worry,
I
later.
know which one it was, man.
Oh, people said
couple people voted for Ruben Diaz. But the overwhelming majority, of course, went to Philly in this bitch.
Phil, man.
Yeah,
Phil
Phil Foden,
Foden.
man.
City's best player of the season.
Bro, that guy
Yes,
from early,
personally.
man. I just, bro,
Baller.
Absolutely. Even in the Champions League final, I don't know if Jake will agree with me, but he was not the only, him and Walker, I think, were the only one for City really.
Foden was their threat. I mean,
Right,
it took
yeah.
amazing blocks to stop him from scoring. He was their main threat. It's the same in the FA Cup semi-final. He comes on, half an hour left, he dominated the game from there. So outright deserves it. I still love Mason Moore, but Phil Foden does deserve it.
Yeah.
Watch Foden this Euros, boy. The guy's
I'm
like the
excited.
thing.
I'm
What?
excited.
man.
I'm
Nah,
excited.
he's got to.
All right, cool. Then the Player of the Year. Of course, this was only between two people who people thought have been the most consistent in terms of doing their jobs. Couple man voted for Ruben Diaz, of course. But of course, the overwhelming favorite has to be Sir Harold Kane.
Really?
Harry Kane, man.
Had to be,
Player
man.
of the Year.
Really?
Had to be. Yeah, man.
Charles said really.
Char, why not?
I find it.
Go on.
Not that I don't. Not that I have to take things into context. Don't get me wrong. Individually, yeah, no one I think comes close in it. But yeah, I just couldn't look over what Diaz. Bro, do you not remember the Leicester game? Was it Leicester City game when I think just before they signed Diaz?
Wait, so is that not individually? If you're looking at
No, but what I'm saying is that do you not remember like that game how bad City were at defending, and this guy came in. And for like a good 20 games, didn't they just win every single one? And they didn't even look like they were about to. The team was about to score.
Yeah,
So I can't ignore Diaz's. That's why I think I voted for Diaz instead of Harry Kane personally.
Yeah, this Diaz thing is, I don't know, man. For me, like, I don't want to go on a Kenner route because but it's a bit too overstated for me, man. Yes, he's came in, he's been good. He's solidified City at the back in comparison to last season. And he's made sure that Laporte hasn't had a sniff. But I don't know, man. Even John Stones equally had a good season as well. People were telling me because of.
But who complimented? Who got him back to that? You know what I mean?
Bro,
that stage that you were thinking of. Oh yeah, Stones is sick.
I think that I voted Kane because you watched Spurs, especially early in the season, and it was a two-man team, and it was Harry Kane running that show. And I don't dread to think this because I actually hope this happens and Spurs crush and burn. But if Kane wasn't there, directing setting Son up, where would Spurs have been?
Bro.
I'm not mad at the Kane argument, to be honest. Not mad at
And it's not even that, you know. It's also this season he's changed it up, and people saw him more like playing deep and creating goals as well. And I think that's what, for me, I saw a different side of Kane this season. I was like, nah, he's 30. I even saw him dribble with the ball for several yards.
The thing is, his assists weren't even like set pieces, were they? They were all like
exactly. They were all like
open play.
Yeah, fairs, man. Fairs.
Nah, man. Yeah, I think, yeah. Harry Kane, man. Everyone knows, man. I was a long hater, bro. I only converted 3 years ago, so.
Yeah, still am.
All right, man. Let's head over to the bar, man. I see the barman only has one shot. Jake?
I mean, to be fair, if it was my going, I'd be here all night. But obviously, boys want to go to sleep and whatnot. So, like I say, I could give shots out to the entire squad, but if I'm going to give out one, it has to be to the manager, Tommy Tuchel. Like, Tommy Tuchel's tricky blues, just the amount of sheer impact he has had since he first got appointed. Like, I remember when he first came in, I wasn't completely sold. I was still speaking with a heavy heart that Lampard had left. But my God, he has just changed it completely.
Impact.
We look so much better. We outgunned a Pep team 3 times in 6 weeks. Like, I think there was something like he had played Pep, Zidane, Simeone, Ancelotti, Klopp, and he conceded 1 goal against them all in 9 games, 8 games. Just a crazy fact. Absolutely amazing impact. I hope next season he's able to continue to build on it.
He will, man.
What a fantastic lad.
Side note, it makes me think that PSG job is poison. Because I feel like he's just managing egos at PSG, because I feel like he's gone to Chelsea and I think like the players they seem like they just listen and believe in him. Like I think that's what the big thing.
There's a perfect balance at Chelsea, man.
Yeah, like
he was licking his lips.
Yeah, man, that's a perfect job for him. And I think that he's just got them to the point where like they want to run that extra 10% harder probably for him, because they believe in his philosophy. So yeah, man, shout out to Tuchel, man. I think he's done a superb job.
Yeah, I'll take that shot with you, Jake, man.
Yeah, it's almost a bit of luck as well, because Tuchel was our 3rd choice manager after Nagelsmann and Rangnick, and then when Tuchel got offered the job, he even like hesitated with it. It wasn't an immediate yes, I'll have it. It was a case of he genuinely had to think it over. So I don't care anymore though, because I've got another Champions League.
Certain man can't relate.
Oh.
Boy.
Alright, we need to also shout out the VARBAR, the FPL VARBAR winner. Who was it again?
So the winner for VARBAR, very hotly contested, goes by the name of, now I want to pronounce his name right, Jamie Daverin.
You got the first bit right.
Davrin, maybe?
Davrin, yeah.
English wasn't my first language, so shout out you, Jamie. Well done.
Has he mentioned what shirt he wants? Who does he support?
Yeah, he's given us the details. I think he said he wanted the latest Liverpool shirt. I'm not sure why, but yeah, that's what he's asked for.
Yeah, that shirt is clapped though. But shout out you, man, Liverpool fan.
Well done. Well done. We'll get that shirt across to you ASAP, my friend. Well done.
Yeah, well episode done. 66. Keep following us on our socials. Keep listening, subscribing on the YouTube, liking and sharing. My name is Andrew, aka Rapping Drew, and we are the VBP boys, and we out.
Good evening.
Peace.
Hey, Kai.
And it looks like they're going to VAR.